Well, thank you, Frank. You're always generous. Um, the reason I'm here today is that I got a call at about 6 in the morning 2 days ago.
Just don't have your hand at the bottom.
Oh.
It stops the signal.
I got a call at about 6 in the morning, and it was Frank who wanted to read me what had just been published in the Dubbo Liberal over the weekend. And I've read a lot of things that Frank has written in the past. He's written a lot of good stuff, but I thought that was really especially powerful. It certainly moved me. I didn't know this was on before that, but anyway, following that we decided to come, and I've just been moved even more hearing that that poem that Frank has read, and it expresses so much, and so much about Frank, who we all know is a one-off person. I don't think there's ever been another one like him. And it is fantastic the way he has put himself behind the cause of the refugees and the refugee children. It's something I really came into contact with through, well, I think he was a 16-year-old when I met him, but I have had close contact and been able to help one of these unaccompanied children who came out on the boats, and it's been a very rewarding and moving experience. We lived down at Main Bar, and there's quite a, for the population there's quite a large group of people who work in the refugee cause. I guess what really makes me mad about it is the humbug and hypocrisy that the government goes on with. The idea that we're doing some noble thing by saving the people from drowning. The whole reason why they're on these leaky boats is Australian government policy, not anything they want to do, not even what the people smugglers are responsible for. But Australia, through being party to the Refugee Convention, has invited people who are in a refugee situation to come and apply for refugee status. And that is just a piece of humbug, because everything is then done to make it impossible for them to apply. They can't come here by aeroplane because you can't get on an aeroplane unless you have a visa, and you can't have there's no visa for refugees. There's visas for tourists and students and businessmen, anyone we can make a quid out of, but there are no visas for refugees, so they can't come by plane. They won't let you on a plane without a visa. So the only way to come and take up the offer to apply for refugee status is to come by boat. But when they come to try and go down to Indonesia to try and get a boat across, I find they can't get a decent boat. they can only get an old leaky one. And why is that? Well, again, it's because of Australian policy. Every boat they come over in is confiscated. So nobody who has a decent boat is going to make it available for them to come in. The only boats they can get are the boats that are on their very last trip, the ones that are practically worthless. So the reason they're on boats at all, and the reason they're on dangerous boats, in both cases goes straight back to our Australian policy. So it is this humbug of us then turning round and saying how humane we are in turning back their boats and locking their children up and doing, not only the children of course, but the men, treating everyone as inhumanely as possible so that they may deter other people from taking the same risks. We continually hear from the government this cant, this hypocrisy, this humbug about our policy being based on humanity. That really makes me mad. It's a very difficult issue. The whole world hasn't got a policy for the number of refugees it's got. But at least some people still act in accordance with their human instincts. We see the agonies the Europeans are going through in trying to decide what they do, but nobody has suggested doing anything like Australia has been doing. We really occupy a shameful place in the world by this policy of first inviting refugees and then just doing everything possible to treat them inhumanely and cruelly and deny them every hope as a way of deterring them from taking up the offer we made to them. So I think, we have difficult situations to deal with, and I haven't got a solution. The world's got to get together and make a solution, but whatever you do, decent people draw lines, and they draw lines at a lot of things, and one of them is detaining children to punish them for being refugees. And I'm not someone who can do much these days, but I salute you all as people who are working to defend the rights of children refugees and to try and move the government to at least be a little bit humane in what we do. I thank you all for what you do. Thank you.